What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm back, and today I'm bringing you a video that hopefully is going to spark some conversation, and it involves licensing games and piracy, and it has to do with, as you see on your screen, Buy Stuff Arcades. But before we get to Buy Stuff Arcades, let's talk about one of my favorite products of the last few years, the Retro Shooter. The Retro Shooter, for those that do not know, was a company that provided plug-and-play light gun games via a Pandora's box. And very simple to use. It's kind of the first of its kind. I plugged mine into my At Games Legends, just basically plug and play. And if you wanted to go down the rabbit hole of going into a PC build, you can easily do that too. And what was great about this was it was pretty cost effective. The guns weren't garbage, and you got over 100 and something light gun games. But the Pandora's box, and that means unlicensed pirated games. Normally this isn't a problem because these, Pandora's boxes have been sold in China since I probably was a little kid. And they've been getting away with it forever. But what happens is when things get popular, people start to notice. And unfortunately, the Retro Shooter has gotten a little too popular. And they have gotten into the line of sight on some companies because effective immediately, the Retro Shooter is not including any games with future orders. That means you must purchase this and go out on the gray market and get your own games. And so the rumors are that Retro Shooter's being sued by SNK. They're suing the makers of the Pandora's Box Retro Shooter. And what I wanted to show you was just to get confirmation. This is a Facebook post that was posted today that he was sent. This guy asked for an update, and he was told that on the 21st of June, and he hasn't shipped yet. We started assembling on Friday. We will be shipping on the 16th. He goes, due to IP laws, we can no longer send consoles with games. The console comes with an SD card, and the games must be added by the customers. They can be found online, or there are some people in the group that sell cards. So why am I bringing this up? Well, bringing this up because Arcade 1UP and iArcade and At Games all have fully licensed games. They pay for those licenses, which in turn drives the price of the product up. The Retro Shooter is kind of inexpensive. It's only $200-$300, and you get all the games. So that is why it's gotten popular, and that is why it's gotten too popular, and now they're looking to pull the plug on the Retro Shooter. But that's not the main story. This is just a little tease to show you why I'm doing this video, and it has to do with Buy Stuff Arcades and their wonderfully sold out announced Super Sprint cabinet. Remember this cabinet, guys? Announced a month or so ago. I didn't make a video on it because I wanted to sit back and watch what all the content creators were doing about this, because the Super Game Room dudes interviewed Buy Stuff. Yeah, but they forgot to ask the key question. Is this a fully licensed product? Do they have the rights to sell this with the ROMs? I think I have the answer, and I'll let you know in a minute what the answer is. But let's look at this, because this is promising a $4,000 cabinet with the following games. Where is it? Here it is right here. A tentative games list can be found here, blah, blah, blah. But look at this comment that they put. ROMs and OS are free. PC and configuration is what you're purchasing. Really? Really, Buy Stuff? You're saying that you're giving us the ROMs that you don't legally own for free. How generous is that of you to give away what is not yours for free? And we're only paying for the time and the materials. Well, it's kind of interesting that they put this comment on here that the ROMs are free, because I was at Too Many Games and Atari was at Too Many Games, And I don't know, maybe a little birdie told me at too many games that Atari's legal department is aware of this situation and they are looking into it. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know if that will go any further, but let's just say that just like with the retro shooter, they had to get rid of their ROMs with their product. Buy Stuff Arcade. If Atari wants to pursue this, they can have this end the same way as the retro shooter. Now, every content creator did a video on this. Not one is bringing this licensing issue up, and I waited to see if anybody would. In fact, here's a couple. I just wanted to highlight this comment from the Super Game Room Dudes interview from Paul X-Men, and he says, it'll be interesting to see how long Buy Stuff can skirt the licensing issue. That's a big cost that players such as Arcade 1-Up, At Games, and New Wave are having to pay. They might bump into some harsh realities on that soon, particularly if any competitors see them as a threat. And let's be honest, at these prices, they should be licensed. 100% correct, Paul X-Man. And hey, we got a reply. I don't know who wrote this, but it says, I don't know, man. DIY cabinet makers have been doing this since before these companies you mentioned were even a thing. It'd be interesting to see if anything weird reactions happen. Oh, you mean like the retro shooter getting shut down? That's the kind of weird reaction that you're talking about? So I wanted to highlight another comment from the Buy Stuff Arcade reveal video. And basically this guy, AntTrey8481, says, I enjoy how the music is royal free, as you can get everything, while everything else appears to be dripping in copyright infringement. And then Bones McCoy writes, it's also such a lazy cover-up job. They taped over the Atari logo sometimes, but not other. What's the point? Either make it an original design or own the fact that you are using someone else's IP. And that is the point here. They are using someone else's IP. It is not theirs. They don't own it. And I am looking forward to seeing how this shakes out, because with the retro shooter being taken down and Atari's lawyers know about this Super Sprint cabinet, things might be changing soon for Buy Stuff Arcade. Now, I am not making any judgments on piracy. I could care less. But if there is a rule of law to follow and the retro shooter goes down because they were selling unlicensed games, then Buy Stuff Arcade, I don't know why you would think you're exempt and above IP infringement and the laws of the land when it comes to selling games you don't own. But wait, guys, they're giving it to you for free. So I kind of want to spark a discussion. Let me know what you think in the comments about this. Do you think Buy Stuff is going to get called out by Atari? Do you think Retro Shooter is done now and won't sell any more of these units because the games aren't in it? It's curious times in the home arcade community, and let's see what Buy Stuff does at the end of this. So I appreciate you watching. Just wanted to do a quick one on this and see where this ends up. I'll talk to you soon. I have a couple things cooking. I'm going to try to get more content out. The road to 1,000 sub, guys. Can you believe it? Little old me. I only have 100 or so left to get 1,000. Who would have thought? I appreciate everybody. I'll talk to you soon. See ya.